welcome to his garage. Excuse my funny appearance, but it's a cold day. It's completely off season for any motorbike riding, at least in this part of the world. So my old Ducati I've had for decades, and as me and the bike ages, I ride it less and less seldomly, I should say. So the past summer I kind of neglected it and I haven't ridden it once. Which is a pity because it's a really cool bike, but life is as it is. Then during the autumn I thought, I need to get it running at least. I need to get oil flowing and fuel flowing through it and, get the wheels to spin a bit. So every time I start it for the season, it's a bit of a hassle. It's a kind of an old-fashioned bike. It has no choke at all. You just flood the carburetors, one on each side, so to speak. And it is not always that easy. It kind of runs on the accelerator pumps or whatever you call it in the carburetors. So I typically use a little squirt of motor starter just to get it running the first time in the season. But I don't know how many times I kicked it and I don't know, it didn't really want to start. It was plugs out, it was checking everything. Eventually I even took the carburetors apart and there was a bit of debris, especially on one carburetor exactly where the accelerator pump kind of operates. So I had the carburetors apart, I cleaned them and put everything together. I got it running, I got it started, but when I turned it off and I wanted to restart it again, I still had to use this, and that's weird. So my idea or my thought was that it might be the fuel, because the fuel was then, I don't know, quite old, maybe even 2 years, even though it was, let's say, higher grade fuel, 98 octane as they sell it over at the gas stations here. So I thought, in the lawnmower I have something that might be called alkylate benzene. I don't know if alkylate fuel is the right word in English, but anyways, so this is a much cleaner fuel and it ages way less. It is also way less toxic. So I searched the internet because I think that, well, can is 95. I've seen that there are 98 cans for sale here and there, also 102. But then I entered this company's website, Aspen, and then I saw that there's something called classic engine fuel or classic vehicle fuel something. So I thought, what should I really use? So I called them and I found a guy there that really knows his stuff. And he said, you shouldn't use those alkylate fuels on a bike like this, because then you will have to rejet the carburetors. The density is not the same. But this thing, because he convinced me to buy this, this thing has the same density. It is less toxic, but not as kind of untoxic as the other thing there. But it is also more age resistant. So he said, I asked him, okay, so how long can I keep this in the bike? And he said, well, what kind of a bike is it? Have you done any evaporation test or something? Because everything depends on how much evaporation there is out of the system, so to speak. There's some air hole here. The carburetors are for sure not sealed, so things evaporate, and I think that was what had happened with my, let's say, regular fuel. So what did I do? So I bought this, extremely expensive, like €5 a liter or something. But I thought I will not ride the bike much, and I like to ride it well, on some occasion, and then I can't just stand there and change fuel in the bike, or keeping it without fuel. Well, I asked him that also. Well, there are things that might kind of dry out in the carburetors and so on. So he said, no, you should have some fuel in the bike, he said. Okay. So, now I have filled up the tank with the classic fuel, if I may call it that. And and as you can see, I'm very happy because it started, and I shut it off and I restarted it, and it could restart on its fuel in the carburetors. You might think, aha, shouldn't the bike be able to do that? Yes, it should, but well, I've had issues in the past, so I'm happy. And well, I will start it for you so you see how it runs. It's kind of a funny bike, and it makes some good music too. So let's see if it starts again. And sorry if I turn my back on you because the Kickstarter is on that side. And well, I hope that's all from Hoist Garage today. Take care. Bye bye.